Now, as I just want to see what advice you have about this situation in a marriage. Okay, a man comes home, calls up his wife, sits her down, and say, "Look, I have a confession to make. I've been having a relationship outside our marriage, and I have a mistress, and she's pregnant. She's been blackmailing me, and she's threatened to tell you." That's talking to the wife now. And the only way she would keep it secret is that I sponsor her abroad. So I don't want to fall for the blackmail. I take whatever happens, but I'm not going to fall for that cheap blackmail. So I'm just here confessing what has happened. The wife starts crying. Now, she says nothing, she walks away. The man is begging, and she's saying, "No, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, and apparently saying, "No, I'm not divorcing you, I'm not going to leave." All right. The true story is the wife confided in her friend that she knows that the mistress is lying, that her husband can't possibly be responsible for that pregnancy because she knows her husband is important. But she cannot confront the mistress without revealing that the 2 children she has for the man is not his. So, what happens? She can't support the man, and she doesn't want the man, because if she doesn't tell the husband that the mistress is lying, it means the husband is going to accept that pregnancy. But if she tells the husband the mistress is lying, that could push the man into finding out that he's sterile. So I have a bit of a dilemma here.
Well,
so, what happens?
Okay, if without the second part about her knowing that he couldn't have been responsible for the child and everything, the first thing you also ask is to know if he's actually the father of the child.
With the mistress?
With the mistress.
Okay.
But in this situation now, she has committed a sin.
Okay.
She has wronged the man.
Mm-hmm.
So my own advice in this, there's not much thing to even advise, is to come straight and say what it is. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
To tell the man that, look, wow, the 2 kids we have together, they're not actually yours.
No. It's more or less like, okay, allow him to go for a checkup, to do a DNA test, if he's responsible for the child, the pregnancy.
Okay.
Exactly, that's one side.
Yeah.
And she already knows the answer, that he couldn't be responsible.
Of course.
But you need to confirm that first.
Okay.
So having confirmed that, I feel on her own part, she also has to come true to the husband.
Come clean.
Yeah.
Telling the husband that he's not the father of the 2 kids.
So you prefer she continue lying?
Well, she doesn't want to lose the man. She doesn't want to lose the marriage. So apparently, if the mistress is threatening with, "Oh, you rather take me abroad or I tell your wife," shows the man to an extent is comfortable, is, a bit financially stable. So she knows the man cannot basically maybe have children. So she's brought in kids from outside.
And she will take the kids back to the father of the children now, because it's on the man to decide. You know, there are some situations whereby the man will feel, I'm the father of these children, irrespective of the fact that they're not my blood.
Really?
So what do you suggest in this situation?
Well, to be honest, it's a bit it's confusing, not just a bit confusing. On the one hand, you have a man who practically is complaining because you don't want to, ruin or destroy your family because of whatever you're doing outside there. Then, the very reason you want to come clean, which is about your wife and your children, find out that you're not really the father of those two kids. From a man's point of view, I think that's a very, very bitter pill to swallow. You find that very difficult. That's the fact that I betrayed you as a wife. That betrayal is just kind of, I don't know.
But is it not better for you to know of the truth now? Is it when later in years that you've already invested in these children and everything, you now find out that they are not your children? Because what you're trying to say now is that you're saying she should still keep hold to the secret and not tell him.
Oh, I think ignorance is bliss.
I don't think so.
That's, well, for me, personally, and I'm being honest here, if I'm never going to find out the truth, don't tell me the truth.
But they're not your children. They're not your blood children.
I don't care. And I'm being honest here.
Okay, so tomorrow, if the father of the biological children now come, what happens?
Look, I said, if I'm never going to find out the truth.
But what's the assurance you will never find out?
I don't know.
This word is this. See, let me tell you something. There's no how you won't know.
Well, there are some people who've died, and they don't know that the children aren't theirs. We might call them the lucky ones, but that's why I said, if you know, I will never find out the truth. There's a possibility that, okay, the father of those kids is no alive, or you got it from a random man that you never ever would ever come across again.
Well,
I don't know how the woman went about it.
Well, I'm not in support of that because I feel.
Well, if I cannot find out, please don't tell me. I'm talking from my own personal view now.
But there's no assurance that you're not going to find out, because if you find out tomorrow and it's not from her, you will even despise her more. You will hate her more for not telling you. And because what you're trying to say now, you're not giving the advice that she should then allow him to accept the mistress child.
Of course.
Because she knows. Why? He's not his child. Why should he be responsible for a child that is not his, even though he stepped out of the marriage? That's another thing he committed. That doesn't mean you should be responsible for a child that is not yours.
But he is already responsible for 2 children that's not his, that she knows.
Yes, this is the time for her to come clean.
If
she
the
might
man
say
had
this.
not stepped out, would she have had this dilemma? Would she have actually, out of the goodness of her heart and say, oh, you know what, I think this is not fair on this man. Let me just come clean and tell him that these 2 children they're not really his.
Wait, why can't she even come to tell the man?
That's the question.
Because there are situations whereby, maybe she's being pressured to have children. Then she realizes that it's the man that is the problem.
Okay.
So she's going to inform the man that you're actually the problem, and because of what is happening, I did this. And this is about to repeat itself with this new woman. That's why I need to come up out straight to tell you the actual state of things.
But the question is, if the man had not stepped out and didn't come home confessing to the wife, would she have told him the truth?
We don't know, because that's not the question of this matter.
Okay.
But if it's the question of the matter, I will still have advised her to let the man know. And why will I even... The major issue I have with this is that if your man is not able to get you pregnant, why would you want to step outside to get pregnant by another man? Just because of what? If you're going to have another man's to be biologically responsible for your children, I think your husband should be aware of it. That's why there's IVF, there's adoption, where you use another person's sperm. So why would you do it without the man knowing?
Well, that's the dilemma here. And
That's
like I
wrong
said,
on all levels.
well,
So because the reason why I'm taking this stand is because we should not give the pressure that because you did something, it justifies what you did.
no, I'm not justifying. I'm not saying.
Hey, but that doesn't stop you from coming out straight and telling the truth tomorrow just because you feel it's going to hurt the man or something. What you did was wrong. And mind you, when she did it, she might be doing it based on the pressure she was experiencing. Now you have a clear mind to think.
Okay, yeah, I totally respect that. That's why I said your opinion, your stand on it. Like I said, personally, as a man, from a man's point of view, right? Because it takes. I actually can't imagine the torture, the pain you go through. How to like these are children you've bonded with. All of a sudden, you will never see them the same way again. It's difficult. You won't. See, it's easy to say, look, go through the pain and you'll be fine. You won't see them the same way again. That's why I said.
Why should you see them this? Why won't you see them the same way? If not that you love them on a condition, you don't love them unconditionally.
It will take time. See, it will take time, maybe for the man to readjust again. But like I said, so that we don't, go overboard with this and bring different scenarios. For me personally, I don't know with other people you can, give your opinion
And comment.
But for me personally, if you think I will never find out, please don't tell me.
Stop saying you if you think
Well,
it's not possible.
well, it may not be possible. I think I'd want to live in that fantasy world